Europromiscuous. In the beginning was the Word, or was it the light, or even heaven and earth? You will quickly realize how little versed I am in the Bible. And this despite the fact that I enjoyed going to the Franciscans and serve as an altar girl, as well as singing in the church choir during my childhood. What I had a hard time understanding in religious education in school was that Adam and Eve were banished from paradise just because of one bite into a juicy apple. It was not just an apple, but an apple coming from the tree of knowledge. And one should never be deprived of that. Anyways, I will not go to paradise either, for I have had too many Adams in my life. But when you think of how wild it can get in these Tinder times, even I appear saintly. I left the nest at the tender age of 18 and spread my angel wings. Having an Austro-Spanish background, I naturally flirted with Antons from Tyrol and Ramones. Europe, though, is much more and wants to be discovered. Already back then, I understood that diversity needs to be experienced and cherished. After a couple of living apart together experiences, and even the occasional trip to the east of Eden, my love odyssey came to an end. Hallelujah! I found my way back home to Europe, where my holy Stefan received me with arms wide open on neutral and secular Swedish ground. In order to really know who suits best, I personally think it is entirely okay and in line with the zeitgeist to try out different partners. After this trial phase shall follow the build-up phase. In other words, we grow up, and based on our common values, we lay the foundation to something serious. This is also the case, according to my observations, in politics. Alliances are forged. Some hold, some break, and sometimes along the lines, especially with horrendous occurrences as the Second World War, a structure like the European Union emerges. Obviously, it's not always easy to be in unison with a high number of partners, but at least there is something sacred to the EU 27, which they defend and stand up for. Respect for human dignity and rights, freedom, democracy, equality, and the rule of law. Politics has evolved from promiscuous to polyamorous, where more than two involved parties consent to a trustworthy, responsible, long-term, and transparent relationship. It is precisely then that it is all the more important to keep Europromiscuous troublemakers in check as they preach water and drink wine and want to drive a wedge into this unity. There must be no room for national egoism and narcissistic, power-hungry messiahs. As we are celebrating Easter, I wish us all a resurrection from this crippling corona time and a gradual and safe return to normality. Long live our diverse Europe in all its facets and traditions. And one last thing, urbi et orbi for everyone. This might be a sour apple for some, but in the 21st century, also this wisdom is needed.